Hi people, I decided to make one more video. This time it's gonna be pretty short and quick, and it's gonna be way more useful for you because I wanna share some tips on how to learn languages. So I'm gonna say how I did it. It might work for you, might not work for you. You have to find, you have to find your way. I believe that the tips that I'm sharing are pretty universal, so I think that they should work for everyone, even for people who are not experienced with language learning. And the reason why I'm making this video is I have noticed that a lot of people have huge misconceptions about how a language learning process looks like. A lot of people think it's too hard, a lot of people think it's boring, a lot of people think that it's expensive. None of that is truth. It doesn't have to be truth. And I feel sorry that many people give up on learning language even before starting just because of those misconceptions. So with this video, I hope I'm gonna help someone to at least give it a try. So first thing that I want people to know is that you do not need money in order to learn a language. A lot of people believe that you have to go to school or to pay classes or to have a very good teacher in order to teach you something. That's not the case. We are very lucky to be living in the times of the internet. You can find everything there. You can learn almost any language in the world there. So you do not have to be rich in order to learn. On the other hand, even if you decide to learn it with a teacher or in a language school, which is completely okay, don't expect that you will learn that language just because you paid someone to teach you. Language learning is something that requires 100% of your brain, so the biggest part of the job is still on you. It doesn't matter if you are doing it at home or with a teacher, the biggest part of the job is still on you. Second thing I want people to know is that they shouldn't have unrealistic expectations. We live in times where everyone wants everything and they want it ideally tomorrow. So I have seen a lot of language schools who promote their services by saying, pay us this amount of money and you will speak Spanish in 2 months. That's not going to happen. You cannot learn a language in 2 months. Kids cannot learn their native language in 2 months when they are small. So logically, you won't learn a foreign language in 2 months. That's completely fine. You might learn some basics, you might be able to have a basic conversation in 2 months, but that's it. You cannot speak a language in 2 months. Don't expect that to happen. Don't be disappointed. You are not stupid. You are just having a normal learning process, which takes way more time. Language learning does not end in the classroom. You have to make a language part of your everyday life, and you have to dedicate a lot of your free time to learn it. And in my opinion, the easiest and the most fun way to do that is by watching movies. I was very lucky because in where I come from, all foreign movies are subtitled. So I get to hear the original language and I get to read the subtitles in my native. And I cannot explain you how useful that is, because you are not only learning new words, but you are also learning expressions. You hear the melody of the language. You get to know some things that you wouldn't learn from books, because not everything is translatable. I know that in many countries movies are not subtitled, so you don't get to hear the original language at all, you just hear your native one, which I first of all find annoying because it takes away the atmosphere from the movie. Because let's say that you're a Russian person who is watching a French movie, and they are speaking in Russian there, which makes no sense. So it's not only annoying, but it's also useless for language learning. So if you are coming from a country where movies are not subtitled, try to find subtitled movies online. You don't have to force yourself to memorize the words that they are saying. Just relax, watch a movie, and trust me, many things are gonna stick to you. Fifth thing I want people to know, and this tip is very useful for everyone who is learning languages, but also for someone who already speaks them and doesn't want to forget them. You have to be in constant contact with the language. And this is important for everyone because our brain needs exercise, same as our body does. So if you're not doing something with your brain for some time, you might fall out of shape, and speaking a language won't feel so natural to you after some time. I see it on myself. when you speak 9 languages, you cannot speak them every day, which is understandable. So when I don't speak, let's say, Italian 2 months, I do not forget the language, but I can tell that some things, like some words, do not come as easy to me. And I have found a great way to deal with that. I have started to follow mostly news, because I'm interested in politics, in the language that I want to keep in touch with. So I know that all of us are scrolling a lot on social media every day, big part of the day. So when I'm scrolling through web pages and news written in 9 languages. So that way I am, even though I don't speak the language every day, I'm still in contact with it, because I have read the news in that language, I have watched the YouTube video in that language, I have watched the movie in that language. And this is really important because it doesn't make you feel that you're learning. Nobody likes to learn in a boring way. This is a very easy way, it's part of your everyday life, it's something that you would do anyway. So it's really important to do this. So if you are interested in, let's say, I don't know, sports, try to follow news about sports in the language that you want to learn or that you already speak. Try to follow YouTubers or influencers who are native speakers of that language, or try to read book in that language, or I don't know, just keep in touch with it. Again, as I said in the beginning, we live in the times of internet, it's easy. And the last thing that I want people to know, and this is probably second most important one, is do not get discouraged if something doesn't work the way you want it. It's very easy to give up on learning a language, mostly because you either don't have time, or it doesn't go as fast as you expected it, or also people around you are not supportive. And this happened to me many times, especially when I was learning something that for many people is considered useless. By many people it's considered useless. When I was learning English, for example, everyone was super supportive and they were like, wow, I hope you learn it, good job, good luck. But when I was learning, let's say, Greek, everyone was surprised and they were saying like, why would you do that? Why would you waste your time on that? You want to live in Greece, you want, even if you do, they speak English. Please keep in mind that no knowledge is useless. Sorry, I had to stop the video because my dogs were barking and I had to calm them down. So I was saying that every knowledge you have is useful for you. If you don't use it today, you might use it in 10 years or in 20 years from now. And even if you don't use it at all, our brain, as I said before, needs exercise, same as our body. And learning languages is a great way to exercise your brain. It's even scientifically proved that people who learn languages and speak more of them have lower chances of getting, I think, dementia in an old age than people who didn't learn anything. So if someone tries to discourage you from learning something because according to them it's useless, tell them that your brain is going to be in way better shape than their brain when you're in your 80s, for example. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. As I said, these are tips that helped me learn languages. I believe that they are pretty universal and that they might be useful for everyone, but you have to find your way how to learn it. And I would like to hear your opinions, so if you have some questions or if you will have some suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments. Thank you. Ooh.